Ladies and gentlemen, from the Xfinity Mobile Arena here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, live on the Zone, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. The supervisor is Julio Time. Introducing your three judges scoring this title contest from ringside: Dave Braslow, Eric Marlinski, and Steve Weisfeld. And at the sound of the ring, your third man in the ring, referee Harvey Dock. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Continental North American Welterweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the blue corner. He wears the silver snakeskin and green. He scaled 146 3/4 pounds. His professional record, perfect. 15 fights, 15 victories, with 11 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the undefeated Tahmir, the Don Smalls. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He is a defending champion. He wears black with white trim. He weighed in officially 146 1/2 pounds. Professional record, 14 victories, 1 defeat, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Bayamón, Puerto Rico, Jose Cheito Roman.
Okay, guys, you received my instructions early. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Obedece todo el tiempo. Todos los guantes. Buena suerte. Good luck.
So it's Tahmir, the Don Smalls, taking on Jose Roman, known as Cheito, the little guy. Translate the famous line, "Say hello to my little friend." Would that be Cheito? Say hello to my little Cheito? No. What would you say?
I have no clue, because I never heard about Cheito. It's Chiquito. That's what I've known him, but that's his moniker. So that would be known as a misnomer. Maddox? I mean, 6'2", and he's not a little guy.
Do not drag me into this idiot conversation.
Say hello to my little friend.
My Cheito. All right, here we go. It's the big guy, who's known as the little guy, taking on Tahmir Smalls. 5-inch height advantage, and you can see that jumping off your screen.
Yeah, but the reach may not be the advantage for Roman. 79 or 78-inch reach for Tahmir Smalls. He's got a basketball player's reach at 5'9".
Only 2 of Smalls' 15 opponents thus far have come into the fight off of a win. Roman has won 3 in a row, so this is a big step up in competition, at least on paper, for Tahmir Smalls.
Yeah, the longer jab is on Roman, but the more accurate and faster jab is with Smalls. Notice how he intercepts. Anytime that the long arms unleash from Roman, Smalls waits until he's up bringing it back just to unleash his own. That's accuracy and that's timing. So the better timing's with Smalls.
Smalls believes a win here tonight puts him in the rankings. Says so much on the line here for me.
And in order for Roman not to get caught in between those shots, he needs to double up the jab. Don't bring that long jab all the way back. So you flick it out and leave it out there and jab again.
I think you can argue, Sergio, that Smalls has the longer jab. You see that length. That is incredible length for a fighter at 147.
Who's the tallest fighter you got in there with, Sergio?
6'5" guy named Eric Regan.
How'd you do?
I beat him up.
You said it's easier for you to fight guys taller than you because you get to punch up, right? Instead of punching down?
I love fighting taller fighters. I mean, I just dissected them. You know, there's so much torso in front of me that, you know, I was just touching them, and then looping my shots, getting angles, you know, digging the body.
So you'd have liked to fight Fundora back in the day, huh?
I would love to have fought a guy like Fundora and a guy like Chris Maddox.
They're both taller than you.
Another thing to watch in this fight is how Smalls performs when we get to the second half. Only 2 of his fights have gone past the 4th round, so he's shown he can get off to strong starts, pick up knockouts, but is he the same fighter in the second half? I think that's where Jose Roman wants to get this fight.
Yeah, Smalls' fights have averaged 2.7 rounds. That's it.
I would like to see Smalls just touching the body right now. You know, he's pawing the jab upstairs. He's trying to land headshots, but he hasn't really tried to, you know, touch the body in that long midsection of Roman. If you don't get a taller fighter, a longer fighter, you know, that keeps his range. If you don't get him to start thinking about that midsection, he's going to keep controlling the fight, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, and being the ring general.
Time! Big left there in the bell from Smalls.
Just like that. Let me get a water down. Nice and relaxed.
Go to the body, right? You see what he do? He reaches his hand down, straight and go top of the hook. You know when he's jabbing, right? You hear what I said?
Right hook, right? Just keep, stay, I want you
jabbing the body, because you do this. Come up top with your hook, and right hand behind.
I want you to stay tight. You know what I mean? Like you said, keep moving that head. Start touching that body. You're getting too comfortable. You know what I mean? Start touching that body. Up, jab, up and down with that body, with that jab. You know what I mean? Then look, come right over top. You're going to keep getting out the way. You just keep doing them little steps you're doing.
You fight me like you go.
Just keep with that jab, up and down. You know what I mean?
Second
come
down.
on, right hand.
Second
You know,
down.
start letting them more on right hands go.
Perfect instructions by the corner of Smalls. You got to touch him with that jab upstairs and downstairs in order to loop the shots. That's exactly what I saw in that first round. Let's see if he listens to his corner and starts digging that body with that jab.
Jose Roman has fought in the United States, in New York, Connecticut, and of course Puerto Rico, which is part of the United States. Don't tell a lot of people complaining about Bad Bunny doing the halftime show.
I was about to say
we got a foreigner in the halftime show.
I was about to say that.
What the hell's going on around here? Good left hand, yeah.
Good hook there from Roman.
A tactic I used to love to do whenever I fought tall fighters, and they had long reach and they had a good jab, is I would punch at the elbow of the jab. When he would try to, you know, come at me, I would just punch at the forearm. I would hook the forearm, and little by little that would start annoying the long fighter, and he'd stop throwing those jabs.
You know all the little tricks, don't you?
I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve, Todd.
Roman told us that his distance and experience would be very important for him. He said his technique is way higher than Tahmir Smalls.
And I could see that. He does have good technique, and he's responsible, and he's disciplined, you know, but you got to take him out of that comfort zone, and that's what Smalls needs to start doing. Start hooking around the guard of that tight defense. Start aiming at the body. You know, you gotta dig the body. That's how you're gonna get Roman to stop moving laterally and keep those elbows tucked in. Right.
This is the first fight in almost a year for Roman. He beat Jalil Hackett in December of last year. So I wonder if he's got a little ring rust to deal with.
Well, he was training for that rematch scheduled to take place in the middle part of this year, and during fight week, Jalil Hackett had to back out because of an ankle injury. So he's been in and out of camp. Just had some bad luck in trying to get that second fight.
Yeah, but Smalls have had, you know, he's from Philly. He's been in camp with Boots Ennis and Andy Cruz. And we asked him about sparring Boots. He says, man, he put them hands on me. His IQ is through the roof.
But he also sparred with Norman Jr. And you asked him about Norman's power, and he said, I didn't really feel his power, believe it or not.
I was shocked there. And I asked him, is that power real in Brian Norman? He's like, I felt heavier punches, so that surprised me.
Yeah. Of course, Brian Norman Jr. fighting Devin Haney November 22nd from Saudi Arabia here on DAZN.
Yeah, that's going to be a great style matchup. Boxer versus puncher, but I think Brian Norman has a lot to prove, man. I'm excited about that kid's future, and of course, Devin's always been on a dream run and taking on big challenges. Good body shot.
Left. Yeah, you're right.
And look at, he dipped back down, which is responsible for a tall fighter. He dug downstairs, didn't stay stationary, and went back down. Take a deep breath.
Cuando tú das el paso largo hacia el lado izquierdo tuyo para meterte esa mano derecha.
When you're going to the left, he's trying to look for that right hand to the body. You need to step to your right and throw that right hand. Get an angle.
Necesito ahora que te pongas un poquito más alegre de mano.
You need to be a little bit more active with your hands. You gotta start throwing, alternating, upstairs, downstairs. And look at this body shot going downstairs. Right around the guard and dip back down. He stayed low. He got that right hand tucked in for he can mind his defense. But the fact that he made himself smaller is what I like from the 6'2" fighter. That right there, dipping down, making his opponent miss, coming right back with something. Very smart fighter in Jose Roman.
Tahmir Smalls wearing the Philadelphia Eagles colors, green and silver. They had a tough night at the office Thursday night, didn't they, Sergio? You know all about that.
Yeah, a lot of money been spent, Todd Grisham.
We are staying at a casino next door that does have a sports book.
I don't get it. I bet the Dodgers against the Phillies here in Philadelphia. I lost. And then I go with the Phillies against the Giants, and I lose.
That would be the Eagles against the Giants.
Philadelphia Eagles.
So the Phillies.
Oh.
Maybe that's why you lost.
I've been losing a lot here, so yeah.
Well, let's see if Smalls can avoid losing his first fight of his career. He's in there tough with Roman. Which fighter would you rather be right now, Sergio?
Oh, easy. Jose Roman right now.
Yeah, I thought the first round, Smalls had a very good game plan. He was operating behind that jab and using that long reach to his advantage. But as these rounds have progressed, I do feel like Jose Roman is forcing his kind of fight. He's moving, he's digging to the body, and we're not seeing quite as many jabs from Tahmir Smalls. I think he needs to get back to that as his primary weapon.
Roman not really known as a home run hitter, 6 knockouts in his 14 wins. But he can piece you apart.
And he showed in that Jaleel Hackett fight that he can get stronger as the fight goes on. He was the better.
Oh, he ate a big shot, and he goes down. The big fella is on the canvas.
There's that power from Tahmir Smalls. 11 knockouts on his resume against Roman is really hurt.
That was a huge overhand right. That landed right on the tip of the chin. Roman is hurt.
And we wondered if the power from Tahmir Smalls was real. I think we just found out.
Yeah, the legs don't seem quite back yet. He's trying to hold on. Smalls not going to let him do that. Smalls looking big right now.
I love the fact that Roman's trying to smother the attack, trying to clinch, making himself smaller. Smalls just needs to let go, start flurrying, punch at anything.
Got a minute to go. Smalls just needs to not let Roman get his legs back.
Well, the legs haven't gone, Chris. He's buzzed. It was a good shot. But if you notice, the legs are under him.
What a moment this would be for Tahmir Smalls, who says, hey, now that Boots isn't at 147, I'm here to take his place and represent Philadelphia in the top 10.
And the guts on Roman, still trying to exchange and catch Smalls in between the shot.
He's still wobbly. 20 seconds to go.
He better clinch.
He's running. He's running out of real estate, though.
Smalls trying to throw a Superman punch there to try to get that one shot to finish this fight off.
The crowd urging him on. It looks like Roman is going to survive. And he does.
How we feel? Okay. Bájame las manos. Ponme aire, papá. ¿Cómo te sientes, Roman?
How do you feel? How do you feel?
¿Dónde estamos, papi? Roman.
How we doing, sir?
And there you see Jose Roman dipping, which is what I like seeing, but right here, trying to exchange with your left hand by your hip. That's the reason Smalls was able to put everything behind that right hand.
But Roman landed a right of his own. It just didn't do the damage. Watch Roman's right hand.
No. He got knocked down.
Because on the inside, the torque and the technique was behind Smalls. He had his elbow behind the fist, the power, and he twisted the fist right at the nick of time to have the impact. Even though Roman did land a shot, It was the wrong shot. From a taller fighter coming up an uppercut like that, you're putting yourself at risk.
Let's see if Roman was able to regain himself there in the corner for that minute. Will Smalls test him here?
Roman needs to forget about throwing an uppercut. No more uppercuts if you're in. You got to stay outside, 1s and 2s. You know, you got to get your momentum back, start jabbing, because right now all the momentum went to Smalls.
I asked you in round 2 which fighter would you rather be, and you said Roman. I'm assuming you've changed your mind since then.
Listen, like I said earlier, I've been making all the wrong decisions here in Philadelphia, so yeah.
Roman hoping for a quiet round 4 here. I'm sure he'd be willing to give it away if he could just try and have some time to gather himself. And Smalls right now not putting his foot on the gas pedal.
I would like to see Roman try to time a jab and throw a right over a jab of Smalls. Tahmir Small has a really good jab. He has accuracy, but when you have long arms like that, you know, and you pull it back, you have an opportunity to land a sharp counter right over the top, especially if you're the taller fighter punching down. But Jose Roman is leery of letting go of that right hand. He's timid.
Ooh, that right hand from Roman didn't miss by too much. But clearly Smalls believe he has more power and would love to exchange heavy hands.
The one punch I don't see Roman really throw is a left hook, which is pretty much a Puerto Rican specialty. You know, they're born with throwing left hook, and there you see it right there. That's what I want to see. Left hook, and he doubled it up, upstairs and downstairs. Surprise Smalls with that left hook.
Well, it looks like Roman has bounced back pretty well here in the 4th after going down in the 3rd.
Yes, he has, and that was a monster shot. I didn't think he was going to get up from that punch. So a lot of courage being shown by Jose Roman, and a lot of stubbornness by Tahmir Smalls. You know, on the front foot, backing up the tall man.
Well, Roman was hoping to get some time to gather himself, get back in this fight, and he should be good to go now. Make sure you catch Inside the Ring every Monday on DAZN. Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger offering breaking news, analysis, and interviews with boxing's biggest names, as well as fight recaps and previews. That's Mondays on DAZN. And there's the featured attraction, Drawn Boots Ennis, making his debut at 154 pounds. How did he look on the scale yesterday?
I thought it looked terrific. I mean, that extra 7 pounds has certainly done him well. He had to cut a lot of weight to get down to 147. On top of that, he had to deal with that IBF rehydration clause for much of his career at 147. So not having to worry about rehydrating those extra 10 pounds, that's going to do Boots Ennis good as well.
Boots was a huge welterweight, and he still filled out nicely at junior middleweight, and I'd love to see if he carries that power up.
Nice 147-pound clash here in the welterweight division between Tahmir Smalls, Jose Roman.
And there's that left hook. I want to see more from Roman. You know, Tahmir Smalls has gotten accustomed to the straight shots coming down the middle. Start surprising him around the guard. Start doubling and tripling your punches.
Well, Smalls has got a nice jab.
It's a better time jab. I mean, Roman has a good jab as well, but the smarter, accurate jab is definitely by Smalls. He only unleashes it when he's ready to land it nicely. And then other than that, he just pauses it in order to get a reaction.
Ooh, they clash again on the inside. And that's the danger zone, as we learned in round 3 for Roman.
And that's what I was asking for earlier, just the pawing, and don't bring it back. Don't bring back the jab of your smalls. Leave it out there with the long arms and just paw it out there. Keep touching them.
And this is where Roman, I think, needs to start to make some moves. He's familiar fighting deep into his professional fights. Tahmir Smalls is just the 3rd time that he's fought past the 4th round. So this is the range of the fight where we need to see something from Jose Roman.
Well, the last 5 fights for Tahmir Smalls produced 4 consecutive first-round KO victories. He's 26 years old. 5-inch height disadvantage for Smalls tonight, but he's handled it pretty well.
Yes, he has. Good matchmaking here in both these fights that we just seen.
It's easy to overcome the height disadvantage when you have the kind of reach of Tahmir Smalls.
Last fight for Smalls back in June, a 2nd-round knockout of Clarence Booth.
Good body shot there from Roman.
Smalls trying to inch forward, trying to take the fight to Roman. Oh, good right hand. Roman not moving around the ring as much as he was earlier. Just as I say that, he circles away.
Well, he's planting his feet a lot more, trying to land more power, trying to put more power behind that right hand, trying to get respect.
You know, you can see that Roman is comfortable letting Smalls be first here. He's looking more to counterpunch than he is being the first guy out.
And there's that right hand that I was talking about that I want to see from Roman, but right now Smalls a little bit too sharp.
Roman in and getting out. Better round there for the Puerto Rican.
How do you feel? Come on, you need to get some rhythm. We're good. We're good. Calm down. The speed. Breathe. Breathe deep. That was a better round. That was a better round. We're not that far behind, okay? So you gotta sit down. You gotta don't just throw one punch, all right? So you gotta take out both sides of the body.
Second down. Second down.
Good exchanges right there, and this is what I want to see from Roman. Take chances, but do them responsibly with the good technique and your hands up, elbows tucked in. Then you can stay on the inside of the longer arms and smalls.
Round 6 scheduled for 10. This is just the second 10-rounder scheduled for Jose Roman. He beat Jalil Hackett in his last fight in a 10-round split decision victory. That was in December. We're all wondering how good will Smalls look in the second half of this fight, but right now he seems to have plenty of energy, Sergio.
Yeah, he does, but that was a good round in the last round for Roman. So this is going to be a crucial round for Smalls to show that he's still in charge, and this fight's not getting away from him, or the momentum at least. See that right hand right there? It's getting closer and closer to landing on Smalls.
Yeah, every once in a while, Roman will kind of plant his feet and decide, I'm going to throw some heavy hands. Let's see what happens. Slapping left hook there. You know, outside of that near disastrous 3rd round, he's done pretty well, Chris.
Yeah, he's done really well. You can see the discipline that Roman fights with, the patience that he fights with. He's kept that guard pretty tight. Got caught in that exchange, so he's trying to avoid them as this fight goes on. But when this fight's on the move or in the center of the ring, he's done pretty well.
And that's that amateur experience of his. You know, over 100 fights, Olympic trials finalist. You know, so whenever you bring that pedigree to the professional ranks, you can move around the ring, you can use the jab, you can use point system, you know how to survive.
And a good body shot there from Smalls. I think you should do more of that. The guard for Roman is pretty high. There are opportunities, I think, for Smalls to get underneath it and land some decent body shots.
And that's what his corner wants him to do. Even if it's with the jab, it just consistently keep digging at that midsection. And, of course, that right hand around the guard and landing on those ribs.
Yeah, it was a pretty good right hand to the midsection there.
Smalls has stopped 8 of his last 9 opponents. The only foe to hear the final bell in the stretch was Santorius Martin in November of last year. Can he clip Roman again? He knows if he lands a good, solid power punch, he can do it. There's one.
There it is right there.
And it did wobble him a little bit. And you can see immediately Roman trying to hold on with both arms.
I love the timing of that right hand by Tahmir Smalls. He paused, he threw the jab, paused a little bit, and then unleashed that right hand. He broke the monotony, he broke the rhythm, and that's the reason he was able to rock Roman again.
And a close, competitive round, a shot like that could sway the judges.
You stand relaxed, but don't get too relaxed. You know what I mean? You're good, you're doing good. You know what I mean? That jab, I told you that right hand, every time you catch it, start throwing them right hands, Sal. Them right hands gonna get it. And when you throw that left hook, give me a left hook right hand. You know what I mean? But start throwing that right hand. Every time you throw right hands, he frees up. You know what I mean? Off the jab, 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 and throw that right hand. He did. He did, man. You heard it. Every time he start holding. Every time he hurt, he grabbed you. He start holding. You know what I mean?
This right hand is going to be key. Look at that little pause right here. It was a long jab. He paused, dipped down, came right up top. You can see the elbow popping up like that. That's when you know you landed a good shot. Look at how the right elbow pops once it lands. A little bit more, and that would have way more damage on Jose Roman. But either way, those right hands are landing cleanly by Tahmir Smalls.
Was it enough to win the round? That's the question. Chris, I know you're not scoring this fight, you're not watching it from that perspective, but what do you think?
I think that it was enough to win the round because it was a competitive round, a close round, and when you land a consequential punch like that where you hurt a guy, that's usually what the judges look for.
So you've got to give him the 3rd round with that knockdown. You give him the 6th round. Are the other ones to Roman?
I think they're competitive. I don't know if they're all to Roman. I just think that a lot of them have been really competitive. Good body shot there from Smalls.
That's a nice combination right there. Jab and hooking off that jab. And that's going to set up that straight right hand by Roman, but you gotta alternate your punches. You can't just, you're not gonna fool Smalls with a 1-2 anymore. You gotta start getting creative with how you come in through the front.
A little bit of a tweak here, Sergio, from Roman, of starting this round off on the front foot. That's something we haven't seen much of during this fight. Maybe he can succeed at making Smalls move backwards a little bit more.
You gotta try to find something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice snapping right hand from Roman. That even sounded good.
Yeah, there's still a lot of fight and confidence left in Jose Roman.
Coming up next, we go to the heavyweight division. Alexis Barriere and Guido Vianello. That should be a firefight.
Good shot. See that? Leads with that left hook. He touched them upstairs just to get the guard up with Smalls, just to dig down to the body. It's a good round. Another good run by Roman. As long as he doesn't give it away with that one clean shot that Smalls likes to land.
Yeah, but this is where Smalls likes it. On the inside, both men throwing power punches.
And that's the thing about being a professional fighter. You can control 2 minutes of a round, but that's not enough. You got to close it from beginning to end and not let loose, not lose control. Don't give any kind of confidence to your opponent if you're controlling and dominating that much of the round.
This is where the gym work of Tahmir Smalls has to take over. He was one of the primary sparring partners for Boots Ennis in this training camp. Sharp sparred dozens of rounds with Boots. He's going to need to show that he's got some levels within the final stage of this fight.
And you know, Boots is watching this closely backstage. One of his proteges in action.
Ooh, good body shot. Doubled it up on Roman right there. First one landed cleanly.
Good jab, too.
Roman just barely, he almost got hit with another monster right hand right now. I don't even think he saw that punch coming. Get some water.
¿Cómo tú quieres llegar a tu casa? Al aire.
Get some air.
Al aire.
Get some air. Come on.
Al aire. Cheo, te quiero con variaciones de golpe abajo.
I want you to alternate up and down.
Quiero ver el Cheo del gimnasio. Cintura,
I want you to do what you're doing in the gym. Move your waist. Be more elusive. When you're in the corner, you got to throw that right hand. Unleash that right hand. And there's the body shot. Look, cleanly. Beautiful shots right there. Those will take the legs and the power and the confidence of a Tahmir Smalls. Like I said in the last round and that round before that, there's momentum shift, or a little confidence shift moving to the side of Roman now. And his corner senses it as well.
Sit back.
Jose Roman, 6'2", which is massive for a 147-pounder. Tahmir Smalls, the more prototypical welterweight, 5'9". Good right hand, and Roman at moments, Sergio, just is really feeling it and looking like a world champion in there.
Absolutely. Kind of flashes of Kermit Cintron, another Puerto Rican champion.
Oh, yeah.
You know, looks-wise, style-wise, shoulders, everything.
I thought it was Cintron. Is it Cintron? Kermit Cintron?
Stop.
You know, this is what the corner from Roman was asking for in between rounds. Stick and move, be elusive in the ring. Get your work done on the inside, then get out, make him chase you.
Good body shots there. See that? Roman touching both sides of the body, man. I love that. That's going to set up the right hand.
You know, we saw in our last fight, the judges' scorecards were all over the place. You wonder what these will look like.
And I love the fact, I don't know if they told him in the corner, but Jose Roman stopped throwing those uppercuts, which was getting him in danger, because a tall fighter is going to be vulnerable with looping shots if you keep throwing uppercuts, especially if you start putting power behind them.
You know, in our next fight, heavyweight Guido loves to throw that lead uppercut. We asked him about it, and he said it's one of my best punches.
Yeah, he says, I love risk, and he doesn't mind throwing it.
High risk, high reward, but you get caught while you're throwing it.
I like this from Roman fighting on that front foot. I like him forcing good body shot there from Smalls. That caught Roman's attention, but I like the front foot.
Yeah, Smalls is going to have to get aggressive, make this fight a little bit more rough now. He needs to make this fight a little bit more physical, Tahmir Smalls. He's giving too much control on the outside by the taller fighter. Whenever you have a fighter like Roman dictating, you know, when to attack, when to be in charge, you know, judges like that.
Let him go. Stop.
And he gets to control the majority of the round as well, you know. So he fights on his terms. He boxes on his terms.
This is where Smalls wants to be. Forehead to forehead. Another good round for the Puerto Rican. Smalls might have to change the game plan up a little bit here in the final two rounds.
That's what I just said, Todd. He needs to make it physical. Get in there. Make it dirty if you have to.
Ring 4, Night of Champions goes live November 22nd from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez takes on Anthony Yarde for the WBC light heavyweight crown. Devin Haney battling Brian Norman Jr. for welterweight gold. And Bam Rodriguez unifies against Fernando Martinez. Sergio, what happens in that fight?
I mean, I love the fact that that's happening right there. Bam Rodriguez trying to unify and control another weight division, I love that he's attempting greatness.
I don't want to hear you wasn't tired or none of that. You ain't tired, go in there and prove it. I need you to get this nigga the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to rush. Take it relaxed, stay relaxed.
Second
Be
down.
smart, and get him out.
Second down.
They want him out of there, Chris.
A little bit of urgency from the corner of Tahmir Smalls. Don't want him to get reckless. Don't think he's far behind if he's behind at all, but they're looking for a knockout as we enter the final couple of rounds.
Well, Sergio, a lot of corners can tell you to go get a knockout. Other ones kind of give you the blueprint there. They were just kind of giving him the rah-rah speech.
And that's what happens. I mean, if, you know, some fighters react well off a cheerleader type coach, but some fighters like myself, show me how to land that big punch. How do I set up that big right hand? You know, give me some A, B's, and C's.
Well, he's coming out with a little more gusto here, is Tahmir Smalls.
And sometimes you just got to throw the boxing out the window. And that's when you got to tell your fighter, but you got to know your fighter. You got to know your fighter if he has that extra gear, he has that fighter's mentality, that chip on his shoulder. We can make it physical, make it dirty, and forget about, you know, the jab.
Good right cross there from Jose Roman. Chiito, the little guy. Oh, nice left hook there. You've been asking for one. He gave it to you, Sergio.
Yeah, because it's surprising Smalls. Smalls is just accustomed to seeing, you know, the jab and the straight punches coming down the middle. But if you're going around the guard, that's surprising the aggression of Smalls. And Roman, for being such a tall fighter, he has a good left hook. It's compact, it's responsible, and it's getting the respect of Tahmir Smalls.
But Roman can't get too comfortable here thinking he's got this fight won. Remember, he was dropped in the third. And like I said, our last fight, we thought it was going to go one way, and it nearly went the other. And Smalls is the hometown fighter.
Ooh, nice right hand there by Roman. Partially blocked by the glove of Smalls, but still, those have impact. They have effect.
Right. Right.
And Smalls ignoring the body, forgetting about the body. He was doing really well going upstairs and downstairs, you know, mixing it up. And now he's just following around Roman and just ignoring the body.
Yeah, that's a big advantage for a fighter with the fight IQ of Jose Roman, to know that there really only one area you've got to really defend most of the time. And like I said before, I think he's vulnerable to those body shots because of how high he keeps that guard.
Roman looked down and out in the third round, barely made it to the end of the round in the corner. The referee was asking, do they want to continue? And boy, he has had a resurrection.
Yes, he has. He got up on the counter 9, I believe. I mean, they probably could have stopped that fight, and here he is, winning rounds, swaying the momentum, getting confidence, and frustrating Tahmir Smalls.
We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for the return of Boots Ennis, making his debut at 154 pounds. Coming up in our main event, we're live at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Good crowd here on hand. 2 fights to go after this one.
Teo, has hecho algo bello. Puedes hacerme algo más bello.
You gotta give me something else. Come on, you gotta show me some heart. Your desire, your heart. You throw that right hand. You gotta move to your right. Don't get out of reach. Throw that right hand. Once you get on the angle, I want you to throw that right hand.
Touch up, touch up.
And we heard the corner of Roman right there. I was watching the corner of Smalls between rounds. Both these corners expressing urgency to their fighters, knowing that this fight is probably really close.
And who would have thought that after that dramatic round 3? Roman showing you the experience to be able to battle his way back into this fight, and at some points, Sergio, almost dominating rounds.
Controlling, you know, definitely controlling. And using his advantages is Jose Roman. And the fact that Smalls hasn't tried to take away those advantages and tried another plan or even try to just muck it up, get on the inside and punch anything that Roman gives you. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, making it rough. Let the referee warn you, but it's all right. You're getting what you want.
Good body shot. And upstairs with the left comes Roman. Everything's working now for the 31-year-old.
Yep, because of technique and resilience. You got to give it to Roman, man. He's throwing the right punches, punching behind the good technique, not getting careless, and moving around the ring laterally, using the entire ring.
But Smalls knows in the back of his mind that he's dropped Roman once, and he can certainly do it again.
Sometimes when you drop a fighter early like that, it works against you. You know, you start looking for home runs every shot, and you forget about the fundamentals, the ABCs, the setting up, the combinations. And that's what happened. That's what's happening in front of our eyes.
And this is where Smalls can shine. When both men open up, he can win these exchanges.
Smalls got to find a way to take a half a step back when he's in the middle of those exchanges. Don't smother his punches quite so much. So he's just not getting that full extension on those shots. Good job by Roman. This is a disciplined approach by Roman.
Good uppercut there.
And Chris, the 147-pound division wide open right now. One of these guys with a win can be thrown right into the mix.
Smalls is giving this fight away, man. I love the momentum shift since the middle rounds. The resilience is on the part of Jose Roman, the ring generalship, the clean shots, and the confidence. You can see it right now. You can see it in the eyes of Jose Roman, the bounce on his feet.
He doesn't want to run too much here in the round. You don't want the judges to... He can get this round to Smalls, who's now opening up.
Yeah, but I don't look at this as running from Jose Roman. I think he's moving tactically, and when he needs to, he's planting his feet, landing some good shots.
Big shot landed for Roman, who smiles at Smalls.
Grins and moving away, and that's confidence right there. It's going to be a difficult decision for the judges.
Either way, what a comeback for Jose Roman, who looked down and maybe out early in this fight. Chris, what do you think?
Very, very close is what I think, Todd. And I wonder if that knockdown looms large. But to my eyes, I thought more of the rounds were won by Jose Roman. Smalls had some very good moments in this fight. His power with that right hand is real, but I thought the discipline, the movement, and when he needed to, Roman sat down his punches. The body work as well from Roman was there. I thought a solid overall fight from Jose Roman.
Well, the real experts, those of you sitting at home on your couch, think Tahmir Smalls won this fight by a 3-2 margin.
Well, we are in Philadelphia. We got a hometown fighter in Tahmir Smalls, but I got to agree with Chris on this one, man. I think more rounds were controlled. Not easily won, but controlled by Roman. But Smalls had the big moments. Of course, that knockdown. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky, but I think Roman might have pulled this off.
Well, it's going to be a tricky one coming up November 15th as Conor Benn looks for revenge after they reignite the rivalry. What an epic encounter their first showdown was. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, only on DAZN. Buy it now. Will Tahmir Smalls remain undefeated and become ranked? Or will Jose Roman pick up perhaps the biggest win of his career in the hometown of Smalls? What do you think, Sergio?
The longer it takes, the more I'm going to favor Jose Roman. You know, anytime the judges take a long time to collect these scorecards, it's not a good look for the A-side fighter.
All right, David Diamante has the scores.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action here in Philadelphia, we go to the judges' scorecards, and they read as follows. Dave Braslow, 98-91. Steve Weisfeld, 96-93. Eric Marlinski, 95-94, all three. For your winner by unanimous decision, and the new WBA Continental North American welterweight champion, Tahmir the Don Smalls.
Wow. It wasn't even close. You're both not speaking. Why?
It's a lot more competitive than one of those judges had. It certainly was